Welcome to Outside the Ring. I am here with my guest, Jack Cyrus.
Sirius.
Sirius. That's what I thought. Well, I'll start off by asking, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
What or when did you start wrestling?
So I just started wrestling. My first match was last November, and I just had my second match 2 days ago, actually. So very new.
What got you into the sport of professional wrestling?
Um, Probably back 6 or 7 years old, and my neighbors had some wrestling video games they were playing. That was the first time I learned about it, and then from then I was hooked. Started going to indie shows when I was 9 years old, so it's 10 years ago, and then I started working, doing behind the scenes stuff with merch, designing it, printing it, working the merch table, and then other behind the scenes stuff at shows 7 years ago when I was 13.
How did you get the ring name Jack Sirius?
Um, well, Sirius, I think the first time I heard it was Harry Potter, was Sirius Black. And so I thought it sounded cool. And then I looked it up more into it and found out it was the brightest star in the sky. So I felt that was a good use for it. And then Jack is my real first name.
Where did you start wrestling? Like, what was your first promotion?
My home promotion, Brew City Wrestling.
Do you remember who your opponent was?
Yes. My first opponent was CJ Cole. And then my second opponent 2 days ago on my main show debut for them was Dysfunction.
How did you hear about like NWCW?
I was when they brought in TAU and I rode with them. So they told me about it and hopped in the car with them.
You gotta figure out, you gotta find out about it one way or the other.
Yep.
So you said you only wrestled two matches.
Yeah.
Out of the two, do you have a favorite, or are they both like up there currently?
Both up there. They're different matches. The first one was definitely more cool moves and like high, fast pace. The second one was more story driven, I'd say.
Out of the two, who would you say was tougher?
Tougher, probably Dysfunction.
I haven't seen him wrestle before.
Yeah, he's a 23-year veteran, really Wisconsin legend.
What's your like mindset when you were going to the matches?
My mindset, I mean, just go out there, do the best I can, give the fans what they want to see.
What was like the first promotion you started watching?
The what?
First promotion you started watching?
It was Brew City Wrestling, the same one I started with now, back in January 2014. So it was their 10th anniversary show, and then I just wrestled on their 20th anniversary show.
Have you watched like any like the big stuff, like big time wrestling on like TV and stuff?
Yeah, yeah, definitely like WWE was what first got me in and stuff, and then from there watching more like TNAs, ROHs, all the other promotions like that.
Yeah, here the Impact went back to being TNA.
Yeah.
Who would you say were some of your favorite wrestlers watching growing up?
I mean, Undertaker was always one of my favorites. When I first started, weirdly enough, Sheamus was a favorite of mine. And then as I got older, I guess I like guys from older generations like Terry Funk, Hayabusa, Eddie Guerrero. Definitely some of my favorites now.
My man, my favorite is Mr. Never Say Never, rest in peace, Undertaker.
Yes.
It's funny enough, the first match, like first WWE match I watched was on YouTube and actually had Undertaker.
Oh yeah.
It was Undertaker versus Jeff Hardy,
Mm.
Raw 2002 in a ladder match for the
Oh,
WWF title.
I know the one.
So I always tell people that my two favorites, Undertaker, Jeff Hardy, first two,
Absolutely.
they're the ones that like got me into it. Now I have a bit of a Undertaker and Jeff Hardy collection.
Yeah.
I got some Taker figures, some Hardy figures for Christmas, but for Christmas I got a WB Funko Pop Advent Calendar.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and this was one of them that came in there, Taker.
Oh,
Yep, and I got some Taker figures.
nice.
Funny enough, this Taker was my first ever figure, and then I started collecting more and more. I got a ring full, but also
Yeah,
got,
my first figure was a Taker figure as well.
and I got some art Jeff Hardy. I like how this one's like old school and this one's like current day,
Yeah.
like how he paints his face. And then for my birthday, I think it was either 2, 3 years ago. Oh, here this. Hold on. I got signed pictures. So here's my Taker one,
Dope.
and then here's my Jeff Hardy one.
Nice.
Yeah. Someone I actually interviewed said that Taker charges like I think it's like he said like 150 to 200 bucks sign something.
Gee, yeah, I think I've heard that too. Definitely a hard to get autograph.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be even harder since he doesn't like wrestle full time anymore.
Yeah.
But back in August when WWE went up to Detroit for SummerSlam, I went up there with my dad. I got they mailed this. It's like a
Oh yeah.
commemorative ticket. And on the back it just has how many people were in attendance.
Nice.
But enough when I go back to watch it, I can see myself, me and my dad on TV or on Peacock.
That's cool.
See, I actually got a picture with Chad Gable. It was when he was walking towards the back. Let's see. Go. I was right next to the entrance ramp. I mean, it's blurry, but
Nice.
and when I was there, hold on, I'll grab it real quick. It's a J. Question is, are you Roman or Jay?
Say Jay.
The real, the real chief.
Yeah.
Mm, Jay. There's stuff going around like Instagram and stuff saying that Roman has to hold the title till I think it said either August or September of this year or next year,
Hmm.
and he'll beat Hulk Hogan as longest reigning like
Oh yeah.
world champion.
Hmm.
But standing. Oh, I always forget to show this. It's actually funny, but we got a mean Mark
Oh
Callis
yeah.
before he was. According to this, it was before he was taking souls and digging holes. Well, that's all I had. Thanks for
All right.
coming on.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say before we stop it? Or
I think that's all I got.
all right, have a good one.